Hey everyone, and welcome to my take on day 3 in the Karen Read case. A case that we have been following for a year, a case that started 3 years ago, and again, a case where almost every witness from the Commonwealth have had a magical thing happen to them. Their memory gets better with time. Because we started out with firefighter Whiffen, the guy who Section 12, Karen Read, and remembered clearly that she said something, except when he was asked on cross-examination why he never said that before in any of his previous hearings. He did the big problem for Hanky Pank that all his witnesses does. He tried to think on his feet because he thought, oh, fuck, I know I was told to, I remember this today, and I have to cover up that I didn't say it before. So I'm thinking on my feet, and I'm trying to do a lot of while I'm saying that. Well, I remember better today than I did 3 years ago, but I can't tell you when I had a meeting with the DA's office. While at the same time, I clearly heard it, even though I never. So, and they asked me not to have long answers, and I will. Hanky Pank, you and me, buddy. Free advice. The next time you're prepping your witnesses, and probably make sure you prep Jen McCabe real well. Tell them, stop trying to fix it. You will fuck up. They will come at you at cross. I'll fix it in post. Just do this. Tell them this, hanky panky. When you inevitably will be shown previous statements that is completely different from today, say these magic words. I don't remember that statement. Then they will tell you, would it help to see your statement, to refresh your statement, your memory? You'll say yes. You will pretend you read and you'll look up and say yes. And they will say, did it refresh your memory? Said, I can see that I testified to that in the grand jury, but my memory today is she told me I hated that guy. I bought the Lexus dog bite upgrade and I chewed his behind off. That's my clear memory today. But it's 3 years. It's been 3 years, so I can't tell you if I told something else in another interview. As I sit here today, that's my memory of what she said. Then they will go on and said, but can you see you said that she actually wanted to go frolic with John that day and never ever had the dog bite upgrade on the Lexus set. According to the testimony, but that's not my memory today. Don't go into well, I tried to give a short answer to a long question and it was the equinox and I was really hoping that I wasn't asked these questions, because when your witnesses do this, and it's every single witness so far that has effed up on the stand, it makes it seem like you have been covering stuff up. Just say, I don't remember that testimony. Yes, I can see that I apparently said that, but I don't remember it. It's been 3 years. As I sit here today, my memory is, because they can't yell at you for misremembering something, because it's been 3 years. It's way better than you starting to and lip smacking, because that makes you seem untrustworthy. And it also, when you can remember everything to Breenan's questions, but not half the things the defense asks you, and you do the it makes you seem coached. So come on, just answer the questions yes and no. It's not a trick question. You're just going to say, yeah, nope, I don't remember. Don't tell stories. That's a free one, Breenan, because all your witnesses has been terrible so far. We then went on and got it was just some chain of custody. Do you have videos at the bars? Yes, we do. Okay, ciao, ciao. See you later. And then we had what I think I remember from the first trial as the most sympathetic testimony by anyone. And kind of like Peck O'Keefe, it's one of those where you think, why did they bring this guy? Because he really don't paint the picture you want to paint. Maybe that's why they put him so early in the trial. It's Camarano, the guy who was out celebrating with John that their kids had just gotten into the special private school, which Peggy and Paulo Balls withdrew John's niece from after. But he seemed really hurt. And they were trying to use him to paint a really bad picture of the relationship. But to me, it was more, John was kind of, they wanted to say she was controlling because they did everything together. Yeah. I really hate it when you have to do that couple thing. But to me, it didn't come off as he seemed to like Karen. Karen took care of his kids as well. Karen was good to his kids. Karen was good to John's kid. Karen was good to John. They had their tiffs. They had their taps. It seemed more like John had problems when Karen didn't involve him in everything than Karen, but very sympathetic, very heart-wrenching. And I didn't like Breenan trying to get him to say stuff on the stand that didn't matter, and it didn't work. So I feel sorry for that guy. He seemed like generally missing John to this day, and having John and him as friends were a great thing. The last witness, because again, it's Bev Court, half a day, but we had Bat Guano come back and read text messages. Funny enough, not all of them were printed out. Remember, they dropped those text messages at 10:45 for the defense, but they didn't get all of them into the PowerPoint. How long does it take to make a PowerPoint? Because they read some texts from the morning that I haven't seen on text or heard from before. I went back and looked. I can't find them in my system, and to me, all of the text, we heard the text the last time. Last time we only heard snippets of the text. This time we heard the entire day of conversation and calls. And the reason they had given the new evidence to the defense is there was emojis. The only emojis that was used was rolling my eye emoji, and it was used weirdly. But those text messages, I've been on the Twitter to kind of gauge where people are. I do that every morning. And the antis are saying, oh, she was so controlling. No. Anyone who has been in a relationship, I know a lot of the antis haven't. Anyone who's been in a relationship have text like this. You're mad at your girlfriend over, you have told her before, don't give the kids all these presents. You can't buy their love. Stop doing it. And she gets mad, and she starts texting you, and you're just like, I can't handle, because she has one of her moments and she wants a fight, and you just don't want to fight. So you'll just hang up, even though you know it's going to be way worse when you finally pick up the phone. But you just can't handle it right now, because as John admitted, apparently he was getting sober at 4 in the afternoon. So that entire day he'd been drunk. Reading all of those texts made me see, and I read him last year, made me see John as kind of an asshole to Karen. I know he's dead and we should never speak ill of the dead, but we should also be fair. Go back, read those text messages. It's a relationship where she is trying to be confirmed. I want some clear answers, and he doesn't want to give them. He, as I see it, he likes hanging out with her. He likes having fun with her. He also likes her to help him with the kids. But I don't think he want to commit. I think he's the eternal bachelor who had some kids dropped on him, and he took care of those kids the best way he could. Because one of the texts said, she is really smart, and I don't think she could have ended up like that if she had stayed with anyone but me. What I read in those texts, and sadly, that isn't a part of the package that was on the screen, because I really want to try and get the first ones. John hated his family, or at least disliked them. That's what I got out of those texts yesterday. I already read them. I knew he was not a great boyfriend, but he still wanted to hang out with Karen, and they had a rocky relationship. It'll be fine. There's nothing in those texts saying, I'm going to unalive you with my Lexus later. It was just a normal, she's one of her moods again, and he just hung up. He didn't want to deal with the hassle. And when he finally was ready to deal with the hassle, they had a, I believe, 2-minute phone call, and then everything is fine again. So I bet you he knew her mood swings again. And this is one day of text taken out of 2 years of relationship. She seemed needy. I'll admit that. Was she a clinger 5? No, she wasn't. But she was needy. And he was an asshole. And a lot of times these people meet. And it makes for a lot of fun because there's a lot of fireworks going on. But it's also very, very rocky relationships. But the one takeaway I had from all of these texts, and I'm not sure the jury will pick this up, John O'Keefe didn't like his family. He didn't think they helped him. Karen said it multiple times, I didn't want to pester you because I know how bad your family have been treating you. If you said that about my family, I would say, no, they haven't been bothering me. We have a great relationship. I don't know what you're talking about. He didn't. What those texts showed me was the bad blood wasn't between Karen and John. It was between the O'Keefes. But will the jury see it? I don't think so. What the jury will see is video clips of Karen admitting to be drunk and having a high number of drinks, because they played those video yesterdays. And to me, all of that, oh, Peggy was a bitch and all that, I don't care. It was way too short and there was no setup. He did it the right way yesterday, sadly. And Karen will be sitting in her chair saying, I effed up, taking these interviews. I think it worked with the clip yesterday with how much she drank. We know from the first case that's one of the things the jury caught on to was her drinking and her admitting, even though she didn't admit because she said that's what they say. I truly believe the jury will hear it as I drank 9 drinks, not that that's what they claim. That part the jury will forget. And her saying it was weak-ass drinks, so I poured more into them. So like two was like 1. Again, it's not a good look. They will have to rehabilitate that at some point from the defense. I know they can't do it when the clips are playing. Those clips so far is the baddest thing I've seen in this trial, because the rest is just a repeat of the first trial. So if they didn't have those clips, Breenan so far wouldn't have had a case.